recording so people can see this blob after. You can type in /Q and then go ahead and type your question. Hello, Sally. Oh, we have someone from California. I think that is awesome. Great. So Christine, where are you from?
I'm from Hamilton, the Toronto area.
Toronto area. And what kind of are you an entrepreneur, or what's your background in?
Sorry.
Are you a coach? Are you a coach? Are you interested in manifesting? Why are you here?
I think you're okay. I'm in real time again.
So just introduce yourself. Where are you from? What do you do?
Yeah. From Canada, and I am a writer, and I do copywriting as well as book coaching. So
that is very sweet. And are you looking forward to setting your vision for 2016?
I am.
So tell me a little bit, where were you a year and a half ago? And when I ask this question for you, I want whoever's listening on this to just ask themselves where they were a year ago and how much of it has changed. What's different between you now and where you were a year ago?
So some things have gotten better, and I guess it's just a really perspective thing. So but I guess in general, I was working like a few part-time jobs. I kind of had an idea of where I wanted to go, but it's really evolved since then. Then I was doing more ghostwriting type stuff, and now it's more, I've learned more about book coaching, and I've had a success with one of my clients who finished a book. So
yay!
So she's getting it published. She's gone through a couple different publishers now, so I'm not sure. Yeah, but anyways, so but it built a lot of confidence in her, and English was her third language, so between now and then she's grown a lot, and I've learned a lot through my own business and exactly what it is that I want out of my business, which is empowering more than doing something for.
Yeah, I think it's so important what you're saying too, right? You're helping someone else grow in the process, and in the process you're learning and you're growing and you're getting to that point where you're really getting clear about your business. And I think it's really important when we come to the end of the year, especially I personally like coming to the end of the year and going, okay, wait a minute. All of this stuff has happened. All of this growth has happened. I've helped hundreds of women this year, but where am I now? And where do I want to go? And that is what we're going to do today. And we're going to set our vision. And the way we're going to start is I'm going to invite everyone to a very short meditation. It's more of a prayer than anything. And I want everybody to just close their eyes for a minute. I'm going to do it too, so I look silly as well. All right. So if you want to hide your camera, you're good. And just close your eyes, taking a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. And if you're okay with it, allow the energy of creation to come through you. Imagine a bright white light coming in from the ethers, going down to the top of your head, through you, through your heart, down to your feet, down into Mother Earth. And in your mind, you're going to say, I'm part of all that is. There is no separation. And I'm going to ask you a question, and you're just going to close your eyes and ponder. Where do you want to be a year from now? What do you like about your life now that you want more of a year from now? What's missing? What would you like to change? What are the things you'd like to acquire? What about your business, your offers? What do you want to create in the next 365 days? So when we come together again a year from now, what do you want? What would make you most proud? Going beyond the money, going beyond the bills getting paid. There is no limit. What do you really want to create for yourself? Allow the images to come, the smells to come to you. What will you feel like a year from now? Father, Mother, God, creator of all that is, thank you for my life. Thank you for this day. I ask that you send unconditional love to everyone who's logged into the blab at this moment in time. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Show me. Show them. Help guide me in the process of helping them create their own vision for 2016 so that we may all have a greater impact, that we may follow our hearts and our minds and our spirits into incredibleness, into our aliveness and our godliness. Aho. All right. So I hope that was good. Who enjoyed that? Oh, Heather enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Christine?
I did. It was great. Thank you.
You're kind of in the hot seat.
I feel like I am. I'm like in the Abraham Hicks, like, videos and stuff. Well, I'm like sitting there in the hot seat and like, why am I here? I don't have any important questions.
Well, apparently you're perfect for this blab, and a blab works better when you have a couple of people. Is what I'm there. So what we're gonna do is, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time teaching, but I wanted to spend a couple minutes talking about vision, and then we're gonna get into a couple of exercise. Hello, Dee. I hope you're well. All right. So what happens with a vision is, why do we even want a vision? The very first time I encountered a vision for anything was in project management. I was 25 years old. I was right out of school, and I was working on my first IT project. I come from a technical background. And the people I were working with spent days and days creating the vision. What do you want to create? What does the system, what should it be doing? And we spent weeks and weeks creating and detailing the vision. And we started off general, and then we went into like the specifics of what the system should do and everything else. And then the question came, I asked the question, like, why go so specific? Can't we just like do it on the fly? And the answer is, it's much more efficient to do a system when you know where you're going. It's setting a target. And it's the same thing when we're manifesting. Manifesting is about basically co-creating with the universe. You're doing your part, the universe is doing its part, but when you're consciously choosing where you want to create, everything can start to work together. My teacher last night was saying that 90% of our manifesting comes from the unconscious. So when you start to say, this is what I want and this is where I want to go, and you put your list away, a lot of things are going to come to life. So one of the things that I manifested this year is I wanted to have look, all these little hands. I love that. There's so distracting, but I love it. Keep going. They're like little hearts. Hi, Lodi and Danny. All right. So what happens is that we end up with a vision and a target. And, it doesn't mean that when we set that target, we don't start to change that. We don't start to take action, but we can start to plan as to how we get there. And I think that is so important. Manifesting for me has three components. It has alignment, it has vibration, and it has taken action. And when we're in alignment, we are truly wanting what we desire, and it feels good to us, and all our crap, all our blocks are gone, and we can just start to really work through it. And sometimes we know what we want, but we're out of alignment. So we need to bring ourselves back. But having a goal that is really like, what do you desire, and to work for it, it really helps you take that step, because otherwise it's kind of boring. Some people like creating a lot of money. Some people don't. If you like a small house versus a big house or an apartment living in the city, or if you like to travel or take a sabbatical, really your alignment is up to you. Nobody else is going to define that, which is really awesome. All right. So even how you run your business. There's lots of business coaches out there. Some are good, some are bad. Some do things a certain way, some don't. Some are more strategic, some don't. It all boils down to what fits for you. And I always say, go out, learn from them, integrate it, try it out, see what works, see what doesn't, and change it, tweak it, and allow it to become you. Because the more you can become you as you put yourself out there, you grow. One of the things, Christine, you said earlier is that you work with clients and things start to change. And I kind of think that nothing stays constant in business. 5 months ago, I created my coaching packages, and I was like super thrilled. I thought I finally had done it.
Yeah.
Yay. And then they, I started to sell them, and then I came out of alignment with them because I grew. And for me, it was not because I don't believe in clearing blocks, but because it was a piece of action. So there's an evolution, which is what the question is you have to ask yourself right now is, where might you be out of alignment? Where do you need to come back into alignment, not only in your life, but in your business, in your offerings, in your clients, and allowing that opportunity for growth. So often we fight that. We're like, no, I've set it up. I'm not going to change it. I'm never going to change it again. And then we get stuck. And that's a lot of the times what happens when we're building a business, especially when we're emerging entrepreneurs, because it takes so much effort just to get to this point. I see your eyes going, yeah. Who else agrees with that? It takes a lot of effort to become an emerging entrepreneur. All right. Nobody agrees with that. That's interesting. Oh, Crystal. Yep, and I don't know whose picture that is, but it's like the Paris stuff. Awesome, cool. All right, so we also have vibration. It's important to feel good, meaning if you're going to manifest something, if you're going to create your vision for 2016, there are no shoulds, there are no musts, there are no obligations. You do it because you want to. Now, you might say, well, I have kids, so I kind of have to take care of them, or I have to support them. There's no obligation. It is a choice. And it's about coming back to that choice and bringing yourself into that vibration of, I'm doing it because I choose to. And there's always a difference. A few months ago, I was in the shower and I had to go help my mom move. And I was pissed. It was 4 a.m. I'm like, I got to drive to Ottawa. There's no way. There's no way I want to do this.
3-hour drive.
Yeah, it's like, it was 2.5 because I'm in Montreal. And I'm like, there is no way I want to do this. And then I said, creator, show me. And I heard release the obligation and the requirement to have to do this. And I started laughing because I felt so obligated. And as soon as that went away, I felt like I actually wanted to. So often that just letting go of that will help. And it'll help your manifesting because it gets you into alignment with what you want. And so I'm going to just click the seat. So you go ahead and click that and I'll unlock it. And then you have action. And, my teacher last night was talking, a lot of people think that manifesting is just about asking the universe and then waiting for everything to happen. Can that happen? Absolutely. Can you win the lottery? Can you win $1 million? Can you get clients out of nowhere? Absolutely. But it takes you to be real alignment and real vibration. And often our belief system is so that says, you have to work to get money. You have to work to get clients. So we need to work with that and we need to take action. And as you take action, as you grow your business, you're going to develop a skill set. And when you get to a skill set that you're like, oh, you know what? I know how to write copy now. Or I know how to do launches, you start to become more and more confident. And the more confident you are, your ability to manifest grows proportionally. And that is really what growing a business is all about. It's about developing that skill set. And often people, we beat ourselves up because we go, oh my God, my launch didn't work. I only got 20 people, or I got no people. And I did a launch like that in 2015, last June, 0 people, 3 weeks worth of work. That's okay. That's a learning experience. It's a step closer. Yeah. All right. So who wants to get started with their vision? And Christine, would you like to be my guinea pig?
Okay.
Sure. Everybody's going to need a piece of paper. And you know that thing that's called a pen or a pencil? You're going to need one. You don't need one, Christine. I'm going to do it with you. And I'll fax it to you after or email it to you. All right. Does everybody have one?
Okay, cool.
All right. So I always say you can't think yourself into more confidence. I love that. No, you got to act yourself into confidence. I'm going to add something here. Who wants to know what it feels like to be brave, that it's possible to be brave, that you know how to be brave, and that you know how to live your day-to-day life being brave? Would you like to just say yes, click your hands, give me a little hands, I guess. And I'm going to ask the energy of creation to download that over to you. So creator of all that is, let's make that happen. So a lot of people ask for courage, and actually brave is better than courage, because when we do brave, we're brave enough to face whatever is coming. When we say courage, we have to become warriors, and we have all these events that are going to come to us to be like, oh, I need courage to face that. So brave is actually a better feeling to have. And really you have to have the heart of a lion to build a business, because it takes a lot of brave. I was talking to someone today. I think she's on this actually. It's Sarah. And she was saying, there is no backup plan. This is it. And that takes takes so much braveness. I don't know how you say that. Braviness. It's not gravy, but bravery. Thank you. To take you to that next level. So does everybody have their piece of paper? Yes, somebody has a piece of paper. Awesome. So we're going to do it like this. What you're going to do is everybody's going to do a circle. Okay. One of the issues with the vision is that we tend to be very focused on things that are very focused on. So Sarah, we're going to do like a pie chart, and it's going to go like this. All right. So everybody can see. All right. It's like can you see that, Sarah? Yeah. Okay. And we're going to start to identify the parts of our lives. So Sarah, Christine, sorry, go ahead. Okay. Just go ahead. And the topic is about manifesting your vision for 2016. So Christine, go ahead and just close your eyes. And what are the parts of your life? Just take a moment and just see the parts of your life. Do you have a relationship? Do you want a relationship?
A broken one.
Have a relationship. No judgments. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to write down relationship in one of those funnels. What else is part of your life?
Well, my business, of course.
Okay. What else? Friendships?
Oh, yeah, lots of friends, definitely.
Okay. And what else is part of your life? Your health?
Oh, for sure. That's a big part.
Okay. How would you split up your health? Eating, would you split it up at all?
I would say that exercise takes a larger portion of it. And then sleeping and eating kind of like smaller portions.
Okay, sleeping and eating. And what else is part of your life?
Well, I guess my family, like my siblings and my parents.
Okay, so family. And by the way, folks, I am drawing all of these in a little pie chart. Okay, so people can follow along. You can add your own sections. There's no rule here. What else is part of your life? Just close your eyes. Yeah.
Travel. Like I love travel. That's something that's really important to me.
Okay. What else might be really important to you in your life? Are you writing your own book?
Yes, I am writing a couple of books right now.
All right. What other projects do you have on the go?
A project that it's more it's a personal project, but it's a it's a book series for mental health, like health and wellness, but more specifically for mental health in their workbooks. Okay. So that's something I want to do as it's almost more of a charitable project than a
But it's still a part of your life, right?
Yes.
Okay. What else is part of your life? Why don't we split up your business? Because we're all entrepreneurs, so we can all split it up. So would you consider, I'm going to split up business for you a little bit faster, okay? So that everybody has the same principles for that one. We have marketing, okay? We have sales.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have offers. We have list. How do you love your list? Who loves their list? Who loves list building?
I don't think I really have a list.
Okay.
But I like it.
Crystal loves list building. So does Danny. Danny's like an expert at list building. I'm sure she has she has little secret cards in there somewhere. All right. So we have marketing, we have sales, we have offers, we have lists. What else? What else do we have in your business?
Well, you'd have the, the admin part, I guess, sort of like the invoicing and all of that kind of stuff, chasing people
all right.
down.
Can we include the finance in there? Okay. Do you want to include a team
Yeah, I
somewhere
think
along the
so.
way? I don't have a team because the team is me, but
Yes,
I'd
I
like to
would.
grow it. So, and I know some of you are in there. Danny, what else do you consider a team? Like, what else? What other parts would you include in here? We have marketing, we have sales, we have offers, lists, admin, team, family, technology. Oh, I love that. Okay, my list is getting really small here, so we're going to do it like this. And tech graphics, absolutely, Heather. All right. And what about launches? Anybody do launches? And like big product launch or group programs? Customer service depending on the business. I actually like that. So we're going to add it up here. All right. And everybody can make their own parts. Yeah. Program, courses, offers. I'm going to do it. What about strategy and products? Do you like strategy?
Yeah,
We can split
strategy is a
it up.
great idea.
How would you
Yeah.
split it up, marketing, into segments? All right, you want to join us? Dee, you go ahead and click on the open seat, and I'm going to allow you to come in. So we have strategy, we have sales, we have marketing, we have technology, we have graphics. Oh, I love that. Content creation.
Or like creating new products.
Okay.
Creating new
so offers,
courses,
I'm going to put that into one little section because I'm getting out of sections. Products. All right. I too like the content creation, social media promotion. Absolutely. It seems like a business is a lot, doesn't it? How about, would you, any of you include time management?
Yeah.
I was curious about that earlier today. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably a good one.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and read all of these. Oh, business growth, education, absolutely. What do you mean by that, Danny? Do you mean training as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, business growth, training, personal development. I think, oh, this is awesome. Such great ways to do this. Yes, networking.
So both online and in person.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try to do these slowly because in-person events. Yes. Who's gone to in-person events this year? Have you gone to any? Where did you go, Christine?
I went to this Dynamo event in Toronto.
Go ahead.
And
you met?
Sorry? No, I was saying I met like probably 5 or 6 new contacts that we didn't end up doing business,
Isn't
but
that
like
awesome?
I learned something.
I love
really
in-person.
Good.
I love it. I'm going to actually give you little hands here so that my face comes up. I love that. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read through them, and you guys can add or remove to your list, and we're just going to go from there. All right, guys? So I'm going to go and start reading from here. I'm dyslexic, but I can't really blame it on here, but I have chicken scratches for a handwriting. All right. So we have marketing.
Okay.
We have graphics, sales, technology, offering/products, strategy, list, admin, invoicing, finance, team, technology, family, sleeping, networking, exercise, eating, friendship, time management, social media strategy, content creation, relationships, training, business growth, personal development, travel. Can't read it. Oh yeah, in-person event. All right, writing books, which are basically projects that you have. So if you have your own projects, you want to go ahead and include them on here. And she has a mental health series as well, which is really awesome. And customer service, depending on the business. I absolutely love that. So I want you to take a moment and finish off your list. I'm going to send this to you, by the way, after, so you're not going to have to write it all out. and just create all of those different parts for your business. Even if you don't have them now, but you think you should. So like, for example, the one that I don't have right now is in-person events. So I'm going to add that because even though I didn't do any this year, I would love to do in-person events next year. I think it's a great way to connect. I did them 2 years ago, and I think it's time to bring them back. The other one, yeah.
It's fun. You get that real life interaction and you get that energy, like that you feel the human energy connection more
Yeah.
strongly than you do
Is there
with
anything, has
technology.
there been anything missing from your business this year that you're like, you know what, I really want to bring back into 2016 or add to my business in 2016?
I'd like to go to more events. I wasn't able to this past year because my business just wasn't doing enough for me to actually financially do it. But I'd like to do it. And I'd like to also add in something like
Cool.
workshops, creative
Awesome.
writing
All
workshops.
right.
So
So what we're going to do now that you have your list, and you could, the reason to use a circle is so that you get out of the linear way of doing it. I'm trying to do the whole group and Christine at the same time, so it's going to be a little funky. So there's really two things that you need to ask yourself. And the first one, I'm going to start with the first one, and you're going to pick 5 areas. We're not going to do them all right now because we're going to take till 11 p.m. and I don't want to do that. How satisfied are you right now of those 5 categories that are interesting to you? So if you put like a 0 in the middle and 10 is the outside of the circle, you're going to put a dot on each of the lines as to where you're at. Okay. So for example, Christine, how satisfied are you right now with your attendance to in-person events? All right, that's perfect.
2.
All right, let's take your projects, like your own writing books and your mental health series. How satisfied are you?
About a 5. I can definitely see there's going to be lots of room for improvement and really
Okay.
scheduling my
And let's
time
take
better with that.
your content management because you brought that one up. How satisfied are you? Ooh, money management. I love that. Financial
That's good. Content
creation,
management or
sorry.
content creation?
Yeah. Oh,
Probably about a 7
okay,
right now
and we're
for
going
my
to do
own
it this
business.
way so that it looks like a nice circle. What about your admin, invoicing, finance processes? Okay.
6.
And your list, how satisfied are you with your list?
Don't have much of a list at the
Okay,
moment,
maybe
so
you don't
maybe a
care about
3.
having a list.
Yeah, I'm not super good with the tech part, so I've really got to get someone on board to help
Okay,
me with
that's cool enough.
figuring
At
that
least you
part
know where you
out.
want to be. And how is everybody with their offerings on a scale of 1 to 10? How are you with your offerings, Christine? How satisfied are you? Okay.
I'm
Are they
about an
still in
8.
alignment with you?
Yeah. They are like what's in the offerings is,
Ah,
but the prices are not.
so the
The prices
pricing
need to
needs to
change.
change. Awesome. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm drawing a
Yes.
weird circle. Technically, I would do all of these and we would draw a circle going around them to kind of highlight where we are at. And I would take a colored pencil and I would go through and we would really color that area in. Okay. So now the question comes, where do you want to be in terms of satisfaction a year from now? And
Oh, I'd like to be an all
ooh, that's
10.
interesting. So you want your content management to be a 10 a year from now? Okay.
Yes,
What
definitely.
about your products and your offerings, particularly your pricing? Okay.
Definitely at a
I like the
10.
ambitiousness of it. Some people never go to a 10, some people never go to a 1, and you can never ask them if they don't feel anything because they'll always say they feel a little bit of something. That's the trick about coaching. All right. So what about your admin invoicing? Do you want to focus on that over the next year? There's a reason why I think not everything can be a 10. It's because it's also about priority. But if you want everything to be a 10, I'll ask you a different question after. Where do you want to be with your admin invoicing finances in a year from now? What would make you happy?
Um, well, I mean, ultimately, I'd like it to be at a 10, but I think when
Okay,
realistically, I can
still an
see it at
improvement.
being an 8.
Okay, and what about your book? How where do you want to be in terms of satisfaction with your projects at the end of next year?
The current projects, I'd like them to be
Okay,
about a
and your
9.
list? Okay,
I think that can definitely
okay,
grow,
I
take it
like
up
that.
to a 7.
All right, so what's going to happen is you're going to have like an outside circle, right? Or it should be. Some people, I don't think the satisfaction rates would go down. So it would look like this. Okay, this is a really weird circle. But right, well and it goes all the way up to 10, which I didn't draw properly. All right, so does everybody follow or does anybody have questions so
Okay.
far? All right, we have Chris who has a question. Hello, Chris, how are you?
Hello, I have a very important question for you. What is your vision for 2016 right now?
My vision, I think that's just where I don't want to get off topic right now. I'd like to get that at the end of it so that we can get through the exercises. If there's a question with respect to the exercise we're doing, great. If not, all right. So, Christine, all right. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at your priorities for next year and you look at your list, your book, your offerings, your admin and processes, which one is your top priority? Haha.
Um, I think the I think the content creation and like I guess the most important thing at this point is really getting
Ah,
myself to the point where I'm visible so that yeah, so that at least once you've established some visibility, now all you can do is just go forward with it, and then you can start to say, well, this is what I really want to focus on. This is the other part I want to focus on. Like these are the kinds of clients I solely want to serve, and if anybody else comes in, great, I'll help them out, but
okay.
that's not my target kind of thing. But it's really hard to do any kind of business if you have
Okay,
no visibility
so
whatsoever.
Danny, do you want to take this one? I can answer this one, but I think Danny or any other business coach can answer on this one as well. I don't know if Danny's listening. So what I would tell you with respect to that is figure out who it is that you want to serve. If you had no limits right now and if you had visibility, who is it that you want to work with? Close your eyes. I think this is a great question because a lot of people struggle with this. Who is it that you think you would like to try working with?
Well, I kind of already have an idea. So generally with female entrepreneurs who tend to be a little bit more on the
Mm-hmm.
spiritual side, I guess. And just some people that I can really connect with, my clients that, they have ambition and drive themselves, that when I do work with them, it's a two-way street and we're both contributing and we're both creating. And so
And
that's
what are you,
really important to me, that my clients
and what do
care
you want to do
about
for
what
your
they're
clients?
creating.
How do you want to help them? Okay.
I want to empower them. I want to help them work through like a lot of the stuff that I've worked through this past year with my client. Um, were confidence issues, self-esteem issues, and things to do with language barriers that she had. And now she's fine with it. She's totally confident about what she can do.
And
She
why
can
is that
stand up in
important
front
to
of a
you?
crowd, you know? Because that's a struggle that I've had. So I think that a lot of people struggle with that kind of a thing, and I think that the more confident and you know self-assured you can be in what you're doing and what you're providing, the more people you can serve, and the more people you can help, and the more empowered and excited about
Absolutely.
your own
And do
work you
you
can
realize
be.
that you're sitting in the blob and being the one who's like super visible?
I know, right?
Yeah. And Dee has a great
Manifestation, right?
question, and you're really like in the middle of all of this, so it's kind of cool. I hope you're okay with that. Dee asked, how does it make you feel to help someone with confidence?
Like I've done what I'm supposed to do. Like it just makes me so excited because it's like you know how sometimes you look at a person and when you don't really know them very well, they're almost very 2D because you don't know them, you don't know who they are, and then all of a sudden you start
Mm-hmm.
to pull away the layers and all of a sudden now they're 3D, and you're like, well, I saw that a mile away, and I just needed
Yeah,
you to
and
see that
which is
yourself
why we get
because
coaches.
it's already
All right.
there.
So Crystal and Rachel asked the question. I love you guys, by the way. You guys are awesome. So Crystal and Rachel are two of my favorite people on this planet. So I get lots of little hearts. I think those are hearts, not little like hands. So how do you, if everything is a 10, how do you set your priority? All right. So what you would do at this level, once we get to that stage, is what is your priority? So we talked about your first priority. It's visibility. Where does content management come up? And actually, Christine, I would actually say that getting clear on who you want to serve, even if you're not super clear, is your first priority. And you already are clear. You know that you want to help spiritual entrepreneurs. You know you want people who are invested in what they're doing and are struggling with some of the same issues that you had last year, right? Then I would also say you increase your visibility. What's your next priority for next year?
To increase the amount of content I create that is like free content, free valuable content, and having a really strategic way of presenting it that it gets to the right people,
okay,
right audience.
I love that strategy. I think a lot of us, we're just like, okay, let's do an opt-in. Hope people log in. All right.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm going to throw this in a group and then hopefully somebody notices it. And it's like, well, I don't know.
I
Is
think
that the
it's
best way
a
to
matter
go
of
about it? I
time. They
don't
have to
know.
get to know, trust, and like you, and it takes a little bit of time. But you follow your heart, you tune it. I think what we have to remember is that these are priorities. These are things we're going to be actively working on in 2016. It doesn't mean that we're going to stop working on them and go, we don't we move from there. Crystal and Rachel, does that answer your question about priorities, or do you have more? And you guys can go ahead and click the seat if you like. I'll open the seat to you. Are you still there? Ooh. And Dee says that's the key. All right. Hello. Hello, beautifuls.
Hello.
Hi. I love it. So now we're going to give them hands. And now they're getting, and I just saw Crystal get kind of like shy. She's like, what am I doing here?
No, I just need a haircut. And
she's like, no, look at my hair.
All right. So if you don't know Crystal and Rachel, they're from Joy Patrol and they're all about joy and they're lovely ladies. So does that answer your question about how do you set your priority on a scale of 1 to 10? And if everything's a 10?
This was your question.
It was helpful. It's just my inclination is always like, well, of course I want it to be a 10. Like, why wouldn't I choose 10?
Crystal wants to be the best at everything all the time. So she's like, well, why would I prioritize it? Because everything needs to be the best. So how would I pick? How would I choose?
Yeah. So I think the thing that you have to remember is you want everything to be really good, but you also have to remember that you have an amount of time. So it's about what's ecological, what fits together in an organism, and what's your priority. Like, one of the things I didn't have on my list last year was financials. I said, I'm not thinking about numbers for a whole year. Now that I think about it, I know that I've had like monthly targets, but I had no number for the whole year. I just focused on getting my products out there. And I said, this is what I want to be at. I didn't think about a team. I didn't think that was not my priority. Public speaking was not my priority either. So that's how you kind of do it. So you guys want to have some fun now? Because how was the exercise for you guys? Did you find it interesting? Good?
Yeah.
Beautiful? Right. What's on your list for your priorities next year? If you had to name your top 3, what would they be?
Oh.
And I know you want to make money, so let's go beyond the money. What are your top 3 priorities in your business?
Put that in my top 3, though.
All right, let's make your top 4 then.
Well, I said friends,
Yep.
self-care, networking, coaching, like improving my ability as a coach,
I love that.
and then learning more.
Yay. Okay.
Because all of those things will make me a better business owner.
Absolutely. And that's where you want to go. And I think that's pretty much where I was at 2 years ago. Last year, I went in with, I want to grow my list. I went in with, how do I make offers and how do I establish a foundation that's stronger? Because I spent the previous year spending a lot of money on training that I didn't use because I wasn't ready. So a year ago, my goal was here to build a foundation. I think I've achieved that. Okay. I think, right?
Yes.
No, I know.
Absolutely. You've got almost 100 people on this blab. That's awesome.
All right. Really? There's 100 people on this blab? Oh, now I'm nervous. Oh.
No, don't think about it. Don't think about it.
All right. So I want to talk about a vision board because now you kind of have, the reason I had you guys do the circle, it's because what happens when we do a circle is we kind of get clear about all the different parts and we can put some thoughts to it and you can decide on what's a priority, what's not. If you have a friend, you can have your friend ask you what parts of your life and just ground you and help you through that. Ask what are you satisfied now? Where do you want to be at the end of the year? What would you be happy with? And ask yourself what's a priority so that you can really focus your vision board on that. Now, I want to show you my very first vision board. And hold on, I lost it. And the other one sucks. Oh. So I thought vision boards were hoo-hoo. It was done in a spiritual center. I had never been into one. I wasn't a psychic. I wasn't doing anything weird like that. And I sat there with 5 women just going, oh, what's going on? So we set up a vision board. And I know that Oprah had talked about it. So I had heard of the term from The Secret and all of that. But I'm like, how do you actually do a vision board? Now, most people will do a vision board and they'll take one big cardboard. I actually built a book because I had too much on my vision board. Great things that you want to ask yourself are, how do you want to feel a year from now? What feels really good to you? One of the things that I like to do on my vision boards is to actually put me at the center. And I don't remember what this represents, but it was me at the center, feeling good, feeling healthy, and then putting everything else around it. And I had a section for my house. I had a section for, I know you can't all see it, and I had a section for wellness. In here, I also had a section for writing my book, and I did get my book out there. So it does happen when you put yourself out there. It does work. And a vision board is really great, I think, for life things, especially when you want to start dreaming. And it's really important to create a list of what you want. How do you want to feel? What do you want specifically? My teacher last night was saying, somebody has like a double, I'm going to just shut you guys off a little bit. So last year, can you still hear me? Hello? Yeah. Okay. So my teacher last night was saying, make 3 lists. The short list is all the things that you know you can accomplish in the next year, in the next few months. You want to put all the things that you know you're going to do, because that trains your brain to know that you can manifest. And it's kind of like a manifesting muscle. If you only put impossible things on there, like miracles that, like the walking on water, well, your brain's going to have a hard time knowing what else is possible and what else is out there. You want to have a medium list, which are things that are like, yeah, it's a little bit of a stretch, but if I work it, if my skill set is there, I'll be happy with that. And then things that are completely, out of your reach, or things that are not so important to you, but that you'd still like. Maybe a house, maybe a car, maybe a Tesla. I don't want a Tesla. Where would I plug it in? But so whatever it is, you should have it on there. And I think that works really great when you start to imagine what it is you want. With, you go through some magazines, you cut up images, and then you put it all on a board. Now, when I do that for my business, I end up with sticky notes like this one. And I put in all the different categories of my business and I make lists. And I'm a list person. For the only time of the year where I'm a list person is when I'm building my vision board for my business. Okay. And the reason I do that is because I kind of have ideas are all over the place, and then I can move things around and I can add and I can remove. It's more of a brainstorming exercise for me. It's still on the big board. And you guys are going to be really surprised. It looks like this. And by the way, this wasn't, I threw it out like a year ago and then found, for some reason, it didn't get thrown out. It ended up in my car. So because I didn't want it to just lie on the street, but it kind of looked like this. All right. So what this means is that there are no rules to creating your vision board. You just want to make sure you cover all of the different aspects. If you write down things on a list of paper, sometimes what happens is you don't get super clear because you get stuck by the lines. Even taking a blank sheet of paper will help you get past that. So who here has a list of 20 to 25 things that they want for the next year? Do you have a list, Christine?
I do.
So why don't you go ahead and write them down and write down the things that you know. Not yet, but will come in the morning. So Heather, why don't you take a piece of paper out and everybody write 5 things that they want, right? And I'll give you my 5 so you guys can see it. I have all of my bills paid on time, and I have an extra $1,000 a month. Who wants that one? All right, I guess I can undo you. I love that. All right, so you can have that. I have helped more than 1,000 women in 2016. I have a team of people to support my business. And I have a kind of a wet dream, so I'm going to say it, but I want to work with Eliza and Danny. That's like the people I want to work with in 2016. Yay! She doesn't know that. I'm like the stalker in the back. You know? All right. Every time I post a booster, I get 5 purchases. Yay! So yeah, this is my list.
Wow.
And yeah. So
that's what you want.
One of the things that you'll notice is I put everything in terms of I have. And so once you have your list of 5 things, you're going to rewrite that list, cross out the I wants with I have. Make it real. So does everybody have a few things that they want? You don't have to have everything. All right. Once you have it, I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to share with you what I do with my business, because it becomes strategic. And at some point in time, you're ready to do that. And I think I skipped those parts in my business over the last few years, and I probably shouldn't have. Okay. Can you still hear me okay, Christine? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I put things in a nice little table of January to December. Okay. Crystal is trying to see here. All right. And what happened, and this is very small, I put in what products I'm offering when, what launches I'm doing when, and some things I have going from the beginning of the year till the end of the year, like the booster. And I have a second cash machine, which I'm implementing in June. Okay. What this means is that when I'm working on my stuff on a week to week, I can refer out to this plan. When I'm working on my marketing plan, I can refer out to what's coming down the road, and I'm not all over the place. I'm hoping that this will help me with time management. Okay. So, and also, it doesn't mean I can't change it. It just means that I have an idea of where I'm going. It's a strategic plan. Oh, Dee likes it. Dee, I think you've probably seen these types of things in IT, because I've been in the IT background, and we used to do this in August of every year for the next year. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I also come from, I have way too many ideas. I love that. Who is Mindsup, by the way? Do you have a name? Tanya. Oh, Takia. Absolutely. One of the things you want to do is once you put it out here, make sure that you don't overwhelm yourself, because you have to remember that an offer takes between 4, depending if it's alive or not, but you'll need probably a couple months to put it out there. And you need to make sure that your marketing isn't all over the place. So, keep it simple. If you need help, follow up with someone. There's some great business coaches out there. Dee's one of them. Danny's one of them. I'm not sure who else is on there. I can help with that as well. But just make sure that you follow up with someone to help you set up your plan so that you don't get overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed this year. I almost burnt out. All right. So does everybody have their 5 things? Yay. We're going to do a meditation to ask for what you want. How does that sound? Yep. Okay, great. So I'm going to invite everybody to just close your eyes. All right. And center yourself in your heart. All right. And Crystal, I just muted you so we can hear just my voice. All right. Go ahead and center yourself in your heart. Hear your heartbeat. Feel your heartbeat. And if you want to receive unconditional love right now, just go ahead and say yes. So Creator of all that is, it is commanded to send unconditional love to everyone who requests it in this moment. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Show me. Beautiful. And bring your awareness down to your feet, down into Mother Earth. And bring Mother Earth energy back up with yours. And it comes out of your feet as a beautiful light that starts to twirl around your legs, your bones, your knees, up to your back, opening up your vertebrae one at a time. And this beautiful light continues to go up to your heart, through your throat, your third eye, and out of your crown to form a ball of light on top of your space. And you imagine yourself inside this ball of light, which starts to go up above the clouds, in through the universe, all the way through the universe, through some bright lights, some darker lights, some more bright lights, through a golden light, and through colors that are all the colors of the rainbow. And it's like swimming through jello. You go up, all the way up to the top, into a beautiful pink layer, which is the law of compassion. And you allow this law to fill you in every cell of your being if you so desire. And you go through this law to find yourself into an iridescent, bright white light, brighter than you've ever seen before. And you go up like a rocket, bringing all of you into this bright white light. You're on the seventh plane, the plane of unconditional love. It is your birthright to be here. Feel the love going through every one of your cells. And in your mind, you're going to say, Creator of all that is, bring me up as high as I can possibly go. Beautiful. You're doing wonderfully. Go ahead and smile. And I want you to imagine your life with all the things you want as if they already existed. Imagine your clients. Imagine yourself working with them. And you imagine yourself traveling, taking the plane or the car. Imagine yourself seeing your list grow week in and week out. Imagine yourself booking clarity calls, booking clients. What does it feel like to be in this space? Feel the joy, feel the excitement. And now in your mind, you're going to say, Creator of all that is, it is commanded to bring this energy into my life now. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Show me. And you see a ray of light going down through the top of your head. Maybe you feel it all the way down to your knees, down into your feet. It feels good. And you know that this manifesting is done. It is so. But before you come back into the present moment, you say the following inside your head. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to talk to my guide, who can help me grow, who can help me manifest in the next 365 days, who can show me the path of least resistance. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Show me. and a door appears in front of you. You open the door and you notice the staircase going downwards, and you go down one step at a time, down, 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 and you find yourself at a door with number 6. And you keep going down until you reach number 5, and the door opens and you go through the hallway, and many doors are there, and you find one that appeals to you, and you reach the door and it says your name, and the door magically opens. Come in. And you walk in to find yourself in a beautiful garden, in a magical space. You instantly feel at home, feel loved, and you find a place to sit while smelling the smells, while feeling what it's like to be in this magical place. And as you sit, you feel the presence of a guide coming towards you. And the guide comes to you, and the guide basically looks at you and connects. And somehow, without words, you know that your guide is guiding you. Guide, how do I know what my path of least resistance is? What can I do? And your guide looks at you and gives you the answer, heart to heart, soul to soul. And you allow the answer to come into your being. And with that, you stand up, you walk out back into the hallway and up the staircase, all the way up into this iridescent bright white light, brighter than you've ever seen before. And you go into this beautiful white light, and you allow yourself to take a shower and to just feel the love enter every cell of your being. Knowing what your next step is, trusting your intuition or not, and knowing that whatever you choose is absolutely right for you. And you open your eyes. And here I'm going to have you open your eyes and rub your feet against the ground. So if you've done these meditations before, you know that I normally have you guys come back down. But today I decided to do it like my teacher does and just leave you up there. So how was the meditation for you guys? And what did your guides say? Anything? Did you connect with your guides? Ooh, Catherine says that was awesome. Takia says the same thing. Crystal, how was it for you?
It was good. I love your meditations.
Crystal's like, I'm asleep now. I just want to go to sleep. So if any of you have never done theta before, it actually does make you put you to sleep a little bit, because theta is the brainwave just before you go to sleep. When you metaphase from that place, you're actually sending out a really powerful vibration. And the more you can do that for a couple of minutes, the more you can go forward. The thing I want to ask all of you, and just to kind of keep a note out of it, is what did your guides say to you, if anything? And there's no right or wrong answer here. Need to go sit by a lake for a bit. I love that, Heather. So what you want to do is just write that down so that you can come back to it later. And sometimes we forget, and that's okay, because intuition, the way it works is it'll coming back to you up until the point where the message actually sinks in. That's kind of how it is. They say that especially when you start something off and you're not listening, you're going to get one experience after the other that's just a little bit harder, a little bit harder, a little bit harder. And eventually, people get sick. That's how people learn, some people. And not everybody has to learn from being sick. We can change that. But sometimes that's really what's happening, is we're just blocking the messages and the intuition, and giving ourselves permission requires us to be sick in the process. So does anybody have a few questions, comments? Feeling twinkly. Can't write or think for a bit. I love that. Where can I get more information about these types of meditations so I can do them myself? Great question, Catherine. On my website, which is natalieguerin.com with an H. Does somebody want to? I can type that in.
I got it.
Okay, perfect, Crystal. What's going to happen is you're going to have in the free section, you're going to have the meditation. The modality is called Theta Healing, and I combine Theta Healing with coaching. Theta Healing is really what I use to clear blocks. I know, Rachel, you've done quite a bit with me as well.
Yes.
So she likes it. I hope. And Crystal has done it as well. And it's really about clearing blocks, getting you into alignment, and just seeing what's out there. And so that's what that is. And the meditations I do, I tend to go a little bit beyond just the straight out Theta Healing. The pathway, which is you go down into the earth and come back through the universe, is a pathway from Theta Healing, which brings you in a theta brainwave that's been measured with, I don't know what you call those things, with the things they stick on top of your head. I love it. I know a lot of people really connect with it the first time around. All right. And it's more of a healing modality, but if you want to become a psychic, it's a great way to do it as well, because it'll have you connected. Thank you so much, Crystal. Are there any other questions? Heather says, hi, Natalie. She's amazing. Oh, I don't want to do any selling today because I've been feeling like a sleazy salesperson. All right. Christine, do you have any questions? You don't have to, by the way.
No, I mean, that was awesome. And I've actually found my own version of, like, when I try to manifest, what I do is I'll write what it is that I want to attract down, and then I go work out. And just for whatever reason, working out just like takes me out of my mental state and puts me into the physical. And then, whatever I do, like I might just put up an ad, or I might call somebody, or, sign up for something, and things tend to weirdly click into place.
I'll love
send an email to somebody who owes me money, and they'll be like, "Oh, right, sorry about that." Like, okay, cool.
And you've done your part. Okay.
Yeah, like it's inspired action, inspires that action.
Yeah,
but,
so
thank you.
Takia says, my crown chakra is opening. I have a throb to the left of my third eye, and I think my guides want me to tell you, to thank you for sending me love. Absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, so if there's no more questions, this is going to end the first blab I've ever done. Woohoo!
That was great. I loved it.
And thank you so much to Crystal. Let's send them some love. And some love to Christine for participating. And Christine, good for you for being the visibility queen today. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it was.
Opportunity.
Thank you. You're welcome, Takia. And yes, Christine, it was my first. I thought blabs were going to be really hard to do, but I actually really like it. And since I can kind of hijack the people that are on the call and like put them in the hot seat, I love that. They are so much fun. I so agree. Yay! All right. So with that said, I'm going to wish you happy holidays. Be safe throughout the new year. Make sure you ask for what you want on the last day of the year. Make a list, put it away for a year, and come back to a year from now. And be well. Mary, see you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So pause recording.